pleasure to introduce the salutatorian of the class of 2015 who will be attending Lafayette College in the fall, Kristen Cirincione.
Hey guys. Good evening, friends, family, guests, and especially my fellow graduates. When I was first asked to do this graduation speech, my initial response was, nah, it's okay. I mean, thanks for the offer and all, but feel free to just hand me a diploma and we'll call it a day. However, I was then told that this wasn't a joke and that I actually needed to write a speech. Yes, they want the 18-year-old girl who still doesn't do her own laundry to tell you how to live your life. So it obviously goes without saying that all the advice I'm going to give you in the next few minutes is pure gold. If you have a pen and paper with you, this is the part of the speech where I encourage you to take it out. Feel free to copy down anything and everything I'm saying so that you can later internalize all of my inspirational words. English has always and will forever be my least favorite subject. So instead of treating the speech like an essay, I'm just going to talk to you about one of my favorite TV shows. I'm a big fan of The Office. And if you aren't, well, first you have poor taste in television. And second, I can guarantee you'll be completely lost for the rest of the speech. So now that we've cleared things up, I want to talk to you about two of my favorite characters from the show, Jim and Pam. From the first episode of the show, it is evident that Jim and Pam belong together. Yet it takes 4 seasons for them to actually go on a date. They spend 4 whole seasons being less happy than they could have been. In the series finale, Pam says, Jim was 5 feet from my desk and it took me 4 years to get to him. It'd be great if people saw this documentary and learned from my mistakes. It would just make my heart soar if someone out there saw this and she said to herself, be strong, trust yourself, love yourself, conquer your fears, just go after what you want. And act fast because life just isn't that long. Don't be afraid like I am. Another memorable character from The Office is Andy. Although he is extremely proud that he graduated from Cornell University, he is awkward, unsuccessful, and very insecure. On a side note, those of you who are already committed to Cornell, you always have the option to transfer, you're just going to lose your deposit money. But back to what I was saying. In the last episode, Andy says, I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. For me, being in high school will most likely not be the good old days, but it might be for you. Right now, you might be the best looking, the most athletic, maybe even the most popular person in school. You're on top of your game. Unfortunately, this most likely means that you've peaked and it's really all downhill from here. Whether or not high school will be your good old days, just try to be aware. It is really hard to do, but see if sometimes you could just be aware of what's around you and really experience it, rather than letting your mind wander and be distracted. Maybe you'll even be lucky enough to actually realize that you're in the good old days while they're happening. The last character on The Office that I'm going to mention tonight is Creed. Creed is an employee who shows up every day and appears to do work, though it is a little unclear as to what his job actually is or what he produces. I think that we could all name a few people in the school like that. In the final episode of the last season, he says, no matter how you get there or where you end up, human beings have the miraculous gift to make that place home. In the first part of your life, you know the home you're born into. Later, your school becomes a home. Then you fly further away and make your home in a job. Eventually, we will make a home of our own. We can judge happiness by the amount of loving homes we create in our lives. Before I end, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank my friends and family. My parents, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, and even my brother, yes, you Andrew out there, who I had to force to come here, have all helped me get to where I am. Thank you, Megan and Haley, for helping me survive high school. Thank you, Mom, for being my best friend over the past 18 years. And thank you, Dad, for being one of the most loving and caring people I know. I couldn't imagine growing up with better parents. And happy anniversary, guys. as for all of you, make sure that you take the time before tonight is over to thank those that have shaped you and helped you get to this point. And wherever you end up next year, just try to make that new place a home. Thank you.